Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna run through what it looks like to make an end-to-end attempt using VFMC, and we're gonna see how it goes. First thing to note is that you can actually type in any scramble you want here, so I can just like RUF, so if you have a particular scramble you want to try, you can just enter it like that, or if you just type scramble with no arguments, then you get a random scramble. Next thing I'm going to do is change the colors because of my color blindness. I kind of need this for orange. So hope that's not too disorienting for anyone else. All right, so I'm going to start. I'm just doing anything by typing. So I'm going to start with EOFB and see how we go. So yeah, that. So F L2 R prime B, save. All right, F. I can do B L2 R prime B, save. F B prime L2 R prime B, save. Oops, save. F let's see, and then B2 L2 R prime B. Okay, there's some EOs on that axis. I'm just going to do all the ones on normal scramble first before switching. So let's look at EORL on this axis. Oh my god. Do I care to do any of that? 10E. I'm just skip those. EOUD. That looks a little better. So I'm using tab to switch, just so you know. Shift tab takes me from the command tool back to here, and then tab takes me back. And if I tab from here, then I go here. So I could load one of these like that, and then I can tab here, load. So that's how I'm doing this. All right, so let me go back to EORL. Let's look at the NIS. Actually, this might be worth it on NIS. RL. Notice I'm typing here too. And now I'm going to type NIS and see how that. Yeah. Okay. R prime, U prime R, save. So there's a five move from that for that 10E. All right. EOUD. Okay. Now I'm going to do this. D prime. B prime, F2R prime D. So I'm not finding anything too short here, but I haven't checked all the inverses yet. Do I care? D prime, B prime, L, F2D, sure. We're writing down a bunch of 5 movers. D prime, B prime, F prime, L, D. Okay. I'm going to call that good for normal scramble. So we go to FB and NIS. So there's FB on NIS. That looks like there's going to be some there. So F, R, D, L, F. Let's see, how about an F prime? R, U prime, L prime, F. Save. F prime, U prime, L prime, R, F. So I'm just writing these down. If I really wanted to practice, I'm going to do it for this demo. So I'm cheating a little bit by going here where I can see that this is kind of like actually doing the moves on the cube. If I wanted to practice writing them down without having to touch the cube, then I would practice like F prime, U prime, L prime, R, F. And see, I could do all those at once and see if that worked. And if I messed it up, type reset. If I type F prime R U L prime F, if I messed it up, then I could see, oops, that doesn't get me to 0 bad edges. So that would be way of knowing. Another thing to practice. All right, so there's FB on inverse. Let's look at RL on inverse. I already did those, didn't I? Yeah. How about UD on inverse? Yeah, so U R L prime B2U, save U B2R, whoops. I can do U prime, it's just a U, and now we can bring our edges to the D side, so this is R, so L, R prime, F2, D. Lots of 5 movers in this scramble. Was it U, F2, R prime, L, E. Okay, now I'm going to do, so far I've done all pure. I've done all pure solutions that are all pure normal or inverse. I'm going to try some combined ones. So let me go back to EO FB. I'm going to start on normal, F, and then nis. And that can be, yeah, so that'll be R, U prime, D, F, yes. Also U prime, R, D, F. And yeah, let's call that good. Let's go to FB and we'll start on this. We'll start in the inverse and do an F. And now if I go to normal, that's D, R prime L, B. So this is starting to get about to what I'm going to be able to choose. But let's just look at our URL. Okay, I'm going to do a mixed, here. So that's going to be D and then nis to inverse. Yeah, so that'll work. F2, L, D. All right. Oh, there's a 4 finally. And I guess I'll do the B2. Yeah, that's all I feel like. Except I want to go EOUD. I'm going to start on normal and do this D, and I'll switch to inverse. Wait, no, that's what I did. I want to start on inverse. So type nis, start at inverse, a U, and then go to normal, and that, yeah, is like a R, B, L, D. Okay. All right, so there's 19 EOs. Let's just go with that. Okay, so now I'm going to start going through all the EOs, and I'm going to look for RZPs and stuff. All right. So yeah, I've got, these are 4 moves. I'm gonna try up to 6 moves here. So R, U R, U2, U prime, D, D2, D prime, no, L, U, whoops, so L, that is that's an RZP, U, U2, U prime, D, DL, that's another one, D2, D prime, no, and then I have a cancellation for the B, so I'm going to try those. R, U, 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 D, 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 L. I'm just keeping my eye on here as I cycle through these to see if I get to less than 4C, and then I go back. So that was nothing there. So let me check the other axis. And this is U. That's an RZP. R2, R prime. All right. R prime U is good. D. now I'll check U. Okay, that's the full. That's okay. That's everything. Now I could NIS this thing. Since it's a 4, I'm gonna go ahead and NIS it just to show. That's a save. Ooh, yeah, lots of RZPs here, so that's worth it. Okay, check the RL access. U, that's RZP. Oops, I'm checking the same access. I forgot to NIS after DRORL. So. That's it. Now I'm going to mark this one down. So that's my 4 mover done. Now let's go to the next 4 mover. BBB, FFF. Nothing there. This is already a split, so this one will be worth NISing. But DORL is the other access. F. B. No, LL. D2, B. Okay, now let me check inverse. Here, I'm going to check this. Is DRFB, and I'm going to do inverse. So this is R. Nothing. Okay, and I'm checking this access on this. And when I get to EOs, I'm going to do a little faster check when I get to the 5 movers. Okay, so B. There's finally one. Oh, there's a RUR trigger. Another RZP. No. All right, D2, B. And there's one more. And this is. Okay. Now I've done my 2 4 move EOs. I'm going to go ahead and check the RZPs that came out of that. I got a whole bunch of them here. So, all right. So what does that look like? Not so good. How about on inverse? No, I'm calling that done. How about, how do I think of that one? This is 42E. Nah, I don't like it. Let's look at this. That looks much better. I think you can tell my weakness here. B2, R2, D2, L2, U2. Prime, R prime. There we go. Finally, U prime. L2, U. 13. That's a lot of work for 13. We're gonna call that one done. Then I got all these RZPs back here. Yeah, I don't like that one. This one looks pretty good. U, D prime, B2, U, R2, U prime, L, another 13. I wonder if there's something better. How about, let's start with a B2. D. No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah. What did this one actually lead to? That's a 5C anyway. Okay. Forget that. I'll call it done. This one. Yeah, I don't like it. Here. No-ness. This one looks pretty good. R2, B2. L prime, D2, L, B, 12. Oh, this one's quite good. R2, F2, L prime. D2, R2, B. So I'll take it. Mark that one done. 3 more RZPs to go. That one's also B2, D prime B2, oops, DB2. That's a 10. There we go. That's better. What's it look like on inverse? Yeah, that seems like that is going to be pretty good. U prime R2 L2 D U2 L 12 done. U2 B2 and B2, where's my other one? Yeah, I don't like that. I'm just gonna go this. I got some pretty good ones by now. Yeah, all right, done. All right, now I got 6 DRs already just from those two form movers. So I'm just going to go through these and check to see if they're RZP and 0. RL done. 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 RL done. RL done. RL done. Oops. That is RZP and 0. How's in this look? Yeah, not good enough. So this one is, so I'm going to just save it like that. But is it good enough? No. This one is, what do we got? Pretty good. D2. Shit. D2. What if I say L2? It's not that good. L done. Okay, here I am. Now I got these 60 yards. I'm just gonna see where I get one. That 2C3 4E, that's pretty good. And 10, that's pretty promising. 4C3, okay, 2C3 4E, 4C4, 4C5, it's 2 5 cases. All right, this is clearly the one to look at. So let's see if we can get this. There's my thing. I'm going to have cancellations on both, so that's nice. If I start with L2, that gets to 0E, which is not that good, but maybe I'll just see what it looks like. L2, U prime, F2, U, L2. And here's a little trick. This is a DR bounding trick. So I'm just going to nis here to see whether it's good. Since it's +3 on normal, see if it's good on inverse. It's not good on inverse. So that whole 0E thing I can forget about. So instead of L2 here, which had a cancellation, I'm going to try F2L2. And then I've got 3 bad edges on the U face, so I can do U. And that's going to be pretty good. F2, oops, F2 R2, no, F2 L2, U L2 U. Okay, HTR in 18, 4C1, 4E. Oh, that's excellent. D2, save. Oopsie. It's not. That's not FR. It's not that good. So F2, R2, F2 is what I need to solve floppy. D2, so it's FR in 22. Ooh, but look at that. So there's a slice in 23. So okay, I'm happy. That's about as good as I usually expect. I'm happy with that result. But let me just see what, and let me just mark the time. So that was 26 minutes to find that. Yeah, I'm just gonna see if I'm just gonna finish this out. See what it looks like on this. Oh, I got a F2 R2 D. F2 U. Save. That's very similar. B2 L2 B2 B2 save. F2 yeah, that's no good. So one thing you can do, by the way, is you can go back to the previous slice, previous one here, and just edit that one. So I'll just say instead of B2 L2 B2, I can do F2 L2 F2 D2 solve floppy. That doesn't look any better, but I can also do B2 R2 F2 U2 save. No, that's not good. And then I can do F2 R2 B2. Oops. F2 R2 B2 U2 save. What's that look like? Yeah. I'll just finish this for fun. B2 R2 F2 L2 F2. So that's slice 27. Should I try one of these? This is all just bonus now. U F2. Oops. Yeah, sure. R2, U2, floppy in 23, but not a good finish. Okay. I'm gonna call that done. I'm gonna call it there. Half-hour mark. Found a 23 test slice, and I'm gonna call that. I didn't even check. I only checked this other DR, but you know, in the other, if I were really timing this in an hour, I could of course check these other ones. But I'm gonna leave it there, and I will save my session and share it. Thanks for watching.